kLdman here. I'm going to give you a video. Hey, we're going to talk about these chum trails that I've been calling them to avoid the algorithm, so I don't get, hit across the face with that. But I was doing I had some pictures sent to me. And you know what? Actually, we'll just go over there real quick, and I'll show you real quick, okay? It's not that hard to get to. It won't take me long. But I just want to show you what we're going to be talking about, okay? This is a pic that was sent to me from Skip at Tucson, Thanks, Skip, again. I used this in my last video. What we're going to be talking about is the shadow right here, okay? We're seeing these a lot, and we've been seeing them for quite a long time. Also, the misshapen part of the sun's going to come into play, okay? This is the one I edited, okay? Just added some contrast and all that, just try to draw stuff out. Well, this is what I found. I don't think it's a coincidence that where these chums are funneling right into this spot, that the sun is distorted in that same exact spot, okay? I think it's related. I don't know how, but it's almost, in my mind, almost impossible for it to do that without it being related somehow. Now, what is causing this, okay? Well, I've been talking to Jeff P. Not a whole lot about this yet, but we've been trying to get our schedules together. But he had something we had to cancel yesterday. I had something today. I couldn't do it. So I'm not sure exactly when we're going to get on live, but we've been trying to do it for a while. And it just seems like our schedules just never do whatever. He is on the West Coast. So there is a 3-hour difference. But, that is what it is. But what is actually going on here I'm just going to talk about the sun just for a second here. Okay, you got this distortion, right? And it looks like this. Okay, that's what the sun's looking like. Why is it distorted like that? Well, if you look at this, just keep this in mind. This is kind of just a theory I've been thinking about. This kind of looks like a taco, right? I know it's pretty lame or whatever to say that, but what if this is part of the lensing system? And we caught it in a spot we shouldn't have. Or maybe it had some sort of failure. It didn't make it all the way through. What I'm talking about is that, Jeff knows a lot more about this. So if I'm wrong on this, I apologize. About, these lenses spinning. Maybe we caught it when it slowed down and stopped, maybe. Maybe this is one of the shapes that they use. Or maybe they have things up there that may fold in and out. And what do I mean by that? Well, this looks like a taco. Just imagine if you unfolded a taco shell that direction. What would it turn into? It would turn into a flat tortilla, right? That would look like that. Okay? So that's kind of what, that's where my mind went. But, that is what it is. I don't know. We're going to talk about that a little bit more here in a minute. But then I get this sent to me. This is from SA from Georgia. Obviously, that's a chum trail. Looks pretty normal, right? Well, she zoomed in. And look. Okay, does that look normal to you guys? Doesn't to me. You got the white, but then you got the dark right in between it, right? But yet the sky behind it is clear blue. Not even clouds. Okay, this is a beautiful picture of a chum trail going across the sky with no clouds around. Okay, this really shows stuff. When this happens, we really see stuff in these. Okay, then I get this. This one is from Mark from Buffalo. This is on the 29th. Okay, now what's strange about this? Well, you got a chemtrail, right? Oh, shoot. I said it. Oh, well. One time ain't going to kill me. You got a chum trail right there, right? Well, you got the shadow, or so-called shadow, back here. Well, in my mind, it should stop right there. How's the shadow continuing on that far? Okay, now, we got to take in consideration the angle of the light that's hitting this. Okay? First off, there really probably shouldn't be any kind of shadow at all above a chum trail that's getting reflected off into the sky. Well, what makes this one a little bit different is if you look behind, there isn't a whole lot of haze behind there. So what would the shadow be falling on? That's my question, okay? Not to mention that, again, this so-called shadow just goes right on off the picture here too, okay? So, you know, even if it was a high angle, like the sun was way over here or a light source or whatever, it should still end about right there, you would think. Just my opinion. But I thought that was interesting. We'll go back to this one in a minute. But when I seen that, my first mind thought was, Naughty Beaver did a video a while back, months back, okay?
Kind of a look at
and I remembered that it was something on this line. So I went over there to look. Well, guess what? He did a video about it today. And I guess Leak Project, Rex over at Leak Project, did one too. I didn't know any of this. So, you know, I'm not sure when this video was posted, but I think I'm not sure when he made it, but it was posted a few hours, like 9 hours ago when Beaver posted this. But, you know, I want you guys to watch this and you know, just try to keep an open mind a little bit and at least listen to what we have to say and what he has to say. I'm not saying this is exactly what's going on. I'm just saying this is actually a possibility. You know, could we live in a matrix? This is what he's going to talk about here, okay? Could we live in a matrix? Is it a holographic sky up there? Dr. Albers has talked about that. There's so many theories, guys, and I think we have to look at all of them. Now, just because, and I'm directing this to my Christian viewers, that just because that we may live in a matrix doesn't mean that there's no creator or God, okay? Maybe that's what he created, and we've just not understood it completely yet, okay? That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make your faith anything less if you believe we live in a matrix, okay? And I'm not saying I do believe that yet. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out, guys, in my own head. So, anyway, let's just listen to this real quick.
Chemtrails are trying to hide what's happening. Look at that.
Keep in mind, guys, that this was, like I said, months ago, and all he did, he went outside to look at he ran across a rabbit, and he looks up, and this is what he sees.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Matrix breaking down if I've ever seen it. Wow. That just came out of nowhere. Look, and see how it's dissipating? That is predictable pattern. Ergo, they are working with... It was only opening up. I'm just going to try and show you that first time. And then it vanishes a few seconds later. It's covered over by the chemtrails.
Now, I know I'm going through this kind of fast right here because I think you guys should, you know, go look at his channel for this. Give him the traffic. Number one, I can't speak for him. So this is a good way to get and see what he believes on this subject. And just, you know, go check it out. I'll leave a link.
When I caught the plane, it was only opening up right to here, just ahead of the plane.
Okay. This is where I'm going to stop it real quick. Okay. Keep in mind the picture I just showed you that I got, that the Chum Trail was there. And look, why does that go on, extend on back? This is almost very, very, very similar. Okay. This is why I'm showing you guys this.
It was opening up in stages, and the plane was right on its tail in the exact pattern. And just like with Rex, here's the best part. Here's what's going to blow your mind. Because just like with them, they're speculating, right? They're trying to figure out whatever. But unfortunately, I'm going to prove to you guys tonight that it is the Matrix, because up in the atmosphere, again, you can see how it's right beside the plane. It's not, it's covering. You look really close. Just on this, from the grand solar flash.
Okay, now when you guys watch this part, keep in mind the other pic I showed you. What side and what direction was that Chum Trail? it's the exact same side because we're looking in the same exact direction. Okay. I did some research, and that video or that pic I showed you is going the same direction, that is looking at the sun from the same direction that beaver is right here.
That's why I've kind of kept quiet. Still kills me. It's cutting it out. It's epic.
Okay. Now, again, look at that. He watched this thing go all the way across the sun. But yet that so-called shadow never went away. So where's the Chum trail for that? Or is this a black Chum trail? Or is this a breakdown of what he's calling the matrix? You know, what is this? We really need to try to, you know, I know we've all been trying to find out what this is, and we may never ever know the exact answer, guys. But I think that we need to look at this because things are getting more and more frequent, is what I'm trying to say. Okay? So I'm going to go back here. Let's back that off again. Go back to my screenshots. And again, guys, I guess I will just, yeah, I'm going to take you to this, okay? That's a still shot from his video. Remember the video I showed you just a few minutes, or the pic I just showed you a few minutes ago? What was the shape? And where did it start? Okay? It's the distortion where the sun was started right where that Chum trail ended, right next to the sun. And we got this misshapen looking what? Right? Does that look very similar? Just kind of turned a little bit? I mean, are we catching this stuff breaking down, or what's going on here? Okay, you can clearly see that just like in the pic I just showed you, that this distortion is wider than it is down here. Same shape, just turned a little bit, guys. Okay? That's just something I noticed, and this is something, like I said, I don't know what's actually causing this. I do hold to the belief that it is possible that we do live in some sort of a matrix. How depth that gets, I know we do use the word, we get red pilled, so that came straight from the movie Matrix. So I don't know, man. But that was and again, if you look at this, and I should have put a side by side here, but I didn't. I'm sorry. If you look at this, if I was to put this on some editing, take some of the brightness out. Okay, here's that Chum trail, then the sun's right on this side. Well, this is the one I just showed you. Is that in any way, shape, or form similar? Well, Captain, I think it is. And again, I'm getting more and more of these every day. So, and then, you know, you start playing in, because if you look at hardly any of these, you can see grids. Okay, I'm just drawing here. You know what I mean, guys? I mean, I could put that in editing and you know, draw a bunch of stuff out. I mean, it's not hard. It's there. Look. Okay? I mean, it extends on out. I mean, it does. It goes all the way across the sky. And this is what I'm trying to say. Okay? This isn't something that, and we're starting to put things together, and you know, this isn't something we need to ignore. Then I get this pic. These are, like I said, guys, this is now 4 different locations. Okay, one from Rex over at Leak Project, one from Beaver, more from Beaver, actually. He's caught this a few times. And he even, if you guys go over and watch his show, he even ties together direction, because it goes across in one certain direction across North America. And the one I just showed, this one's in Kansas. Okay? Same sort of thing. Look at the grids. Look at this. I mean, it's everywhere. And it seems, like I said before, it seems to be in the blue spectrum of light, as how we're seeing it. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. And if you look over here, look at this weird shape. Okay, look. I wanted to show you guys this too. Look. See that shape right here on the outline? Well, it repeats itself. Okay? You guys remember the movie The Matrix? when something repeated itself to Neo, what did they call it? They call it deja vu. Okay? Then you got to start bringing in, is this maybe different dimensional shadows? Because, you know, a 4-dimensional object casts a 3-dimensional shadow. Like, we're 3-dimensional objects, so we cast a 2-dimensional shadow. Is there something to that? Is this all tied together? I mean, I don't know. You know, I'm not above believing that, you know, God is in a different dimension in all dimensions or what have you, and He's created us to live in this matrix. I'm not beyond believing. It doesn't make me any less of a believer. Okay, I just want to put that out there. I ain't saying that's exactly what I believe. I'm just saying that's a possibility. All right, and again, if you draw a line from where Beaver's at across the North America and you hit these where these other locations are, it draws a straight line, guys, right across North America at an angle, and it's repeating itself. So what's going on? And again, I have never talked to Naughty at all. Good luck trying to talk to that dude. I don't think he answers the phone at all. Cracks me up. Anyway, then I get this, right? Well, again, grids. Okay? This is one of the most amazing things, okay? This is something I haven't talked to anybody about yet. I mean, I've showed everybody this picture and talked about this. This came from Scott Sion in Pennsylvania. Okay? Again, very close to that straight line that we're talking about going across North America. And that's not to say that it can't happen in other parts of the world either, because eventually it will. But we talked about that dark shadow, right? Well, look at this. All right? That's supposedly right above our sun. How is it that dark? You know, is that another breakdown in the system? A big one? A hole this time? Is that maybe, you know, like I said, we're talking about different dimensions and stuff here too, and I ain't saying that's actually what's going on. But if you do believe in the Bible and you do believe in other things like that, or if you just believe in whatever, is it possible that they're maybe opening up stuff? I don't know. To allow certain things in or out or whatever. You know, and I'm not saying that I'm not 100% on anything I'm talking about right here, because I'm just trying to figure it out myself. I'm just trying to show you guys there's other theories out there that we need to pay attention to. And just because we might think that something could possibly be doesn't mean that we're any less faithful to what we believe. Okay? I just want to put that out there. Here's that same picture, edited, and I've shown this before. Look at the grids, guys. Okay, and this one here really kind of just like puts it out there. Short of this being a camera thing, and I don't think that it is. You know, this is 2017, 322, and I showed this in my previous video at the 335 angstrom, okay? Well, again, guys, that's the blue light spectrum right here again. Every time we see stuff, the grid stuff, everything that I've seen, it's always been blue. I think it has something to do with it. You know, it kind of lends itself to like a holographic thing maybe, or you know, like I said, break down the matrix, or I don't know if it's actually physical. I know there's people out there that believe that stuff's on like a track system and stuff like that. And I don't, like I said, I'm not holding to any of that. I don't know. I'm undecided at this point. But this is exactly 2 years later. This was just a few days ago from the same exact data. Okay? Same exact tool. And now it's got a grid. What in the world? Okay? That and that looks pretty similar. Ignore that cube thing over there. That's just something I thought I might have seen, but I think it's more of a optical illusion in this instance. I think it's more of a grid than anything. I need to just edit that back out. But yeah, guys, I mean, look at that. Then I get this. Now, I'm not sure if this was on the, looked like a sundog. Maybe it was off to the right or left of the sun. And that's a whole nother show we could talk about. But again, okay. And what's strange, guys, is it's going across the whole sky. It's not even stopping. I mean, it's like it's so blatant anymore, they're not even trying to stop it. It's ridiculous. Something else I noticed right here, if you look at this, you kind of got that Ezekiel's wheel looking thing going on over there too. This came from Gil this is in the UK, guys. Like I said, you know. Then, okay, so we're going to stop talking about that right now. But I wanted to bring this to you guys too. This is an article over at physicist or phys.org. It's a science news outlet, okay? And it says, Earth is a less volatile version of the sun, study finds. Okay, so what they're basically saying is we're basically made, they think that we're basically made of very similar stuff when we react similar, probably talking about the core and all those kinds of things. Read the article for yourself, but there it is. Okay, and this is the pic that they showed. I'm not going to go into the actual article part, but I do want to bring this to your attention too. Okay, so I'm going to go over here to my screen recorders again. You know, we've been talking about CMEs, right? Well, this is my boy Jeff P.
This one here.
Okay, this is Jeff P. We've been trying to get together, but when I watched his video when I got home tonight, really late. But look at this, okay? He's going to talk about some things that we've been talking about for a while now, and I'm going to try to tie a few things together here. But what's he talking about? Well, he's talking about CMEs. We've been talking about CMEs a lot, but check this out. Just listen to what he has to say. He says it really well.
Does that remind you of what I think is the same thing here? Coronal mass ejection. By the way, speaking of coronal mass ejection, CME, we'll be doing a live stream tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific time with Blue Kool-Aid. Doing a live stream talking about.
Anyway, guys, obviously you know that didn't happen. I've already explained that.
Coronal mass ejections. Look at these bands of magnetic connected energy that's wrapping around the sun when they get stretched out. We see 3 of them. 1, 2, and another one over here, overlapping power when it gets stretched out. And when these electromagnetic bands snap, filled with plasma and ionized, when they, if this band.
Let's go fast forward a little bit here.
Let's watch.
This was a real photo. This is a real video, guys.
This CME, Earth energy, literally coming off the Earth. The Earth is electric as well. I think this is exactly what this is.
Watch this,
Earth
guys.
CME, as a planetary body, past.
Watch what this thing does. This is amazing. Anyway, even if it ain't what we think it might be, it's still beautiful and it's an amazing phenomenon.
It's over very quickly. It's pulling up the magnetic energy from the Earth, almost causing it to snap.
One more thing, guys. This is actually real-time video. This isn't sped up or slowed down. Okay? So keep that in mind when you watch what's getting ready to happen.
Wow. I mean, that's exactly what it is. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to know it all. This certainly looks like one. It looks electric, it looks like plasma, looks like something coming off the surface of the sun. Electric energy. Look, watch the whole thing. See how from start to finish. This is real time, this isn't sped up. That's exactly how it went down. Wow. Earthbound CME.
Okay. Now, obviously there was a lot said there. There's a lot to digest there. We've been talking about, and what I'm going to do here, guys, is just take you over to, well, look at that, okay? You got to look at that, and then you got to, let's see here, what can we do? Let me do this. I'm going to hit pause. Okay, I'm going to back it up. You got that, right? Doesn't that look very, very similar to that? And something else, I'm going to let this part play here too. You see these, basically they're sprites is what they're calling them.
Oh, that's another picture.
Oops.
Let's watch.
Okay.
Yet here, oh, that's another picture. Let's watch.
Well, he didn't show it, but anyway, guys, yeah. You know, where did this idea come from, or what have you? Well, it goes back. You know, like I said, they just wrote articles about it. Okay, in the respected science community magazines or their news outlets, some of these have come out with this study. Now go read the article. You know, it's better if you do it yourself. Again, I'll leave a link. But you know, what are we talking about here, right? We're talking about that the Earth may be acting like the sun a little bit. Okay, is it possible that could even happen? Well, we didn't think it was possible for our atmosphere to be out past the sun, but we're out past the moon, and it is. Okay, we're learning things all the time. All right. Now there was a while back. This has been months, and I'm going to go into this in a lot more detail at a later time. But what I'm talking about, I'm trying to see if I got a pic of it. Is it possible the Earth could be acting like that? I mean, is that a feasible thing? You know, so we go to the SWMF models, right? Which are these. Okay, I've been talking about this for a while, like this one here. When we get solar winds, well, let's go up here. When we get solar winds, okay, the sun's over here, and I've said this 1,000 times. When you start seeing funky reactions behind the Earth, and you don't see any increase or any kind of change in the front first, you're left to think that it came from either behind, below, up here, somewhere. It came from somewhere else. Okay? Didn't come from the sun. So, we've been talking about the Earth maybe acting like a capacitor. Okay, I haven't talked about this in a while. If there is an object back here, the sun's shooting at energy, right? It's hitting us. Well, we're going to build this energy. Okay, because I've talked about this also too, that the sun actually gives us energy to protect us from the sun. It makes our magnetic field stronger, shooting ions and stuff at us. Okay? So, are we building that energy and then eventually we cannot hold it, just like the sun, and then we blow it off? Well, it's always off the back. It's never any other direction. Okay? Now, I say not any other direction. It actually goes out in all directions, but our bow shot kind of keeps it from going out past this way. Okay? So, I don't think we're strong enough, basically, to have a true, at least on the sun side, of an ejection out the front. I think the energy from our bow shock and stuff keeps it withheld, and that's why we always seem to let it go back this way. Maybe reacting with something back here, or maybe there's something down, here, like Lauren Wells was talking about this, how they thought maybe there's something here shooting energy this way, because we will see lines get stretched out that way. So, and let me take you back to here real quick. Shoot. Okay. This is what I'm talking about, like when it builds energy. Okay, you'll see the ripple effect. Throw a rock in a pond, what's it do? It ripples out, right? You see waves, different waves with clear breaks in between. Well, we see that happening with the Earth quite often nowadays. So I think we're building energy, and then we let it go, and it goes off in all directions. But it's concentrated more so on the backside because it's being pushed that way. So that's just what I'm seeing. But yeah, I mean, you can see it in multiple captures, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I mean, look at that. Again, look at that. Okay, I mean, what's causing all this stuff, guys? I mean, I just don't know, but I just wanted to bring you guys this and show you what I'm thinking right now, and that a lot of us are talking about it. So we're trying to get to the bottom of what's going on here. All I'm asking is just to keep a little bit of an open mind and maybe cut me some slack when I'm being crazy. You know, I'm trying to learn. I really am, and I've been, you know, brought along a good ways. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and end it there, guys. Again, I'm gonna come back with some more information on the Earth. Maybe, you know, they're saying that it's, well, this article, maybe a less volatile version of the sun, and about the discharging we've been doing as far as energy and what that all means. But yeah, grid and shadow, we got to keep that. I mean, look at that. And that. Thanks to everybody that's sending me pics too, guys. It helps out a lot. Look at that. I mean, yeah. Anyway, guys, God bless. Yeshua saves, and you can drink this Kool-Aid.